All right, what is up? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mario Kart World Cup 2021. Now, we just saw Team Nordic pull off a pretty clutch and a pretty impressive win versus Team Italy to guarantee themselves a spot for the group stages. But now we have another match that is arguably just as important. This is Team Wales versus Team Honduras. It's your boy Squids back on the mic once again, and I am joined again by Kevin. What's up, man?
As always, it's your boy Kevout. We're here for another one, and I mean, as you just said, this has as much implications, if not more, because the other match we just watched, Italy and Nordic, clinched moving on for Nordic. It's gonna create an interesting situation because in terms of Italy and Ireland, which we will probably keep you guys updated on. We'll put some updates in the
Mhm.
chat or in the stream, but this one. We've got a close standing in this group. Which group is this again, Squids?
Now, this will be Group 6 for Mario Kart 8. So how the standings sit right now, this is Wales' first match of the day. They have another match shortly after against Bolivia, but they are currently sitting at 1-1-1. Yes, that's 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss, because they had a pretty impressive draw versus the number 1 seed of the group, Team Austria, on Friday evening. So props to Team Wales for that. And Honduras, they have just come back moments ago from a loss versus said Team Austria by exactly 100 points. So they are now 2-2, which makes you think who exactly, at least like in the standings, I'm trying to think who has the upper hand, because Honduras has played an extra match, but they do have an extra win, but also an extra loss.
Right, and I mean, I think the tie might come back to bite Wales here. I mean, in terms of because what is standings determined by? Is it determined by number of wins, or I mean, is point differential going to play into that if
I
they have
would,
the same record?
I believe it is number of wins, and then it's head to head, and then perhaps it's point differential. But do not
For
take my word for
sure.
that, because I'm not 100% sure. But I do agree, yeah, that whilst that draw for Team Wales is really impressive, a +2 win would have been so much more beneficial for them,
Right.
which
As
does
much
kind of
as
suck, because that it literally could be the difference of making it through to the top 20 next weekend, or just going home.
Right. And I mean, yeah, a tie is a crazy phenomenon. It's always fun to, get excited about that. But if you are Wales and this match doesn't end up swinging your way, you're going to be kicking yourselves and thinking like, man,
Mhm.
we needed one more spot. We needed seventh instead of eighth. We needed third instead of fourth. It's really going to be close here, and these two teams have their backs against the walls. So this is going to be a big match. I'm excited.
Yeah. I will say, though, as far as the group standings go, it does kind of help, if you're Wales more so. It does kind of
Right.
help that Eastern Europe, I believe they have finished their group 4-0,
Oh,
which
wow.
is
Yeah, they're
good.
up there.
That's good, because it means that the rest of the teams might not be quite as inflated, right?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be hard. This match is super important. If you lose this match versus Honduras, then odds are you're probably not making it, I don't think, even if you do get that win versus Bolivia, which is
For
why this
sure.
match, yeah, it's pretty much everything on this match if you're Team Wales.
And so remind me again the records of Wales and Honduras, because I'm looking at an old standings thing, I
Yeah.
think. So
Yes,
what are the
Honduras,
records we have here?
right now, Honduras going into this match 2-2, and Wales 1-1-1.
Wow. So both these teams at 500, and I mean, based off of I really don't know how to give either team the edge here. This is my first time watching either of these teams, and I'm really excited to see what we see. Honduras's point differential, at least, it looks like they
Oh,
can get out to, big leads and,
oh
big
no.
wins. What's going on?
We've
What's
just
up?
had some crucial information. It's going to be a 5v6 this match. for Team
What?
Honduras only being able to bring out 5 of their 6 players.
Well, I'll hop
That
on the sticks. What the heck? I'll get on. What? Okay, that's
that
interesting.
is catastrophic because Honduras right now, they are literally fighting for this last remaining group stage spot,
Oh
being
my
2 and 2.
word.
And this could be the nail in the coffin for them, just straight up before the match even starts. And look, I'm not I'm not going to beat around the bush. That
Right?
really sucks. And
That
it's
does
not,
suck.
and it might mean this match isn't quite as hype. Hell, you know what? If Honduras actually just whip out a win anyway, 5v6, then that'll be the complete opposite. It'll be even more hype. But
So,
immediately only having, oh wait, they have King Boo? Never mind.
oh, it's over. So, Squids, what's interesting, I know, every team is different. We did see Central America beat Hong Kong, Taiwan, I think on Friday, 630 to 354, and they were playing 5v6. And now, I mean,
Yeah.
Hong Kong, Taiwan went 0 and 5, and it may be easy to chalk it up as that, that team's, not going to be as strong as these other clubs, but
Yes.
it's not impossible.
It isn't impossible.
I'm interested to see how the approach changes now. That Honduras is 5v6.
Well, yeah, with bot shocks and all, you've got to take into consideration those. It's, but it does most definitely mean just immediately just whipping your guns out and just getting to the front of the pack as quickly as possible is even more crucial.
Right, and I mean, I think aggression is going to be the key into surviving 5v6 because you've got to take chances because I mean you've got bot shocks and you've got a significant man down. It's going to be interesting to see. We've got Signal here from Wales in 7th, and it looks like he's surrounded by his teammates back here, so possibly some Honduran presence up there in the top.
Only a couple. I know that's Honduras in first, but I I think it's like a 1-4, but not much else. And someone did just get taken out down to 7th. Can't quite see who that is. Ross is holding a red in 5th as the bomb goes off. Not going to connect with anyone, question mark. That boomerang will, though. Goodbye, Ale. So now it's only first right now for
Oh, yeah.
for Team Honduras. And these triple
Signal
shroom.
blue shell
Oh,
coming out from King Boo as well. King Boo
King
does not
Boo!
care.
King Boo
This
does
is the
not care.
difficulty. This is the difficulty we're going to see from this match. King Boo can also get blues in last. And I mean,
Yes.
that is a huge hit, and you cannot blame Honduras for that, as Signal's going to pull into first here with a shroom and a boomerang. So, I mean,
Yeah.
able to dodge any blues, able to avoid any reds now. I mean, we're going to see how he holds on here. Unfortunate there for Honduras.
I don't know, man. I think after this race, there's going to be a few words with King Boo. If you
Yeah.
are Team Honduras, that is. Oh, and a bot shock for good measure. Look, I think that's going to benefit Honduras more than anyone else. Though I think only one person dodged, and it doesn't look like they're even coming up. So this last set is super important. And
Signal.
Ale's going to get the trail on Signal. That is huge. Down to 7th. Fire being spanned, not going to connect. How did that
And I
bot
mean,
shot, though, shift the standings? Two, three,
Honduras
five.
holding on there. It sucks because I mean, if you get 11th when you're Honduras, you have an instant bottom too, unless King Boo decides to pop off on Dolphin Shoals. Because I know some bots are pretty good at some tracks. Is that the case?
Possibly. I don't know.
I remember back in the day, like back in 2015, 2016. I think we were watching Italy and Japan, Iric and I, and
Mhm.
Italy was playing 5v6 for one of their matches, and I don't remember who. I think it was either Donkey Kong or Link, but Donkey Kong slash Link pulled up on Dolphin Shoals and pulled out 6th because I think he
Yeah.
dodged with a bullet and it was just wraps, and that was
Mhm.
probably the most hype bot moment we've seen. We'll see if King Boo can put any work, but so far he is not benefiting Honduras too much.
Yeah, and those moments, they are rare, but they can happen. And I'm sure you just saw a quick sneak preview um, right there. I'm going to be taking my leave now as the Rookster is in the building. Rookie, take it away.
Thanks, Squids, and thanks for covering the early race there. So
What's up, rookie?
nothing
Got a lot
much. Yeah, I'm kind of sad to come in and just see 6v5 right here because that's a little bit of a dangerous scenario, and I think Miles from Honduras has been having an exceptional tournament, and to not see him here is nothing short of a disappointment. Gonna have to hope that maybe with time it gives them a chance to maybe find a substitute player, but as of now, it's going to be a gigantic uphill battle, which you don't want to see because, again, Honduras is 2-1. Like, they had a very reasonable chance at making the push for making it to the next stage, but this is going to be a gigantic setback.
Yeah, and I mean, race 2, we've already seen race 1, King Boo as the bot having, we're joking about it, but unironically really screwing up the race there for Honduras as they lost first. And I mean, it was an uphill battle going into laps 2 and 3, and a bot shock also screwed things up. So, I mean, they're going to have to play on their toes, and a win here or a close match would be, a pretty big miracle, I think.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is if Miles is not available on Sunday, yeah, that's awful. But you would think that there has to be somebody else on the roster that they could find. Definitely
Right.
not King Boo, but
I mean, King Boo is available, and he is in 10th now. So
he's winning the
he's in
shock
last
battle, I think. So
yeah, it's 1-0 for Honduras here, and I
yeah,
mean, yeah. So we're gonna have to approach this as a normal match. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Both these teams,
there's nothing else you can really do about it.
yeah, both these teams are fighting for the chance to move on.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting here is what happened. So after this match, we have, I believe, Eastern Europe and Austria. Teams that are
Okay.
both in these groups. I think we saw Honduras go down to Eastern Europe last night, and Eastern Europe is probably going to win the group. They just have to hold on. Question is here, if Wales takes advantage of the 6v5, pretty likely, I would say. If they're able to take advantage of the 65 and win, they tied with Austria. So Eastern Europe and Austria will have a lot of meaning to Wales if that happens, and a potential upset could get in the way here.
For sure. And I mean, currently regarding this match, we saw Blue Shell come out. I wasn't sure if Honduras
That may
was
be a
in
top
first.
two.
If it's
That
a top
could be
two,
a
that's
top
big.
two. I don't think I saw Alejandro, and it was him
Okay.
with 579.
And I mean,
Boost with an 11.
King Boo got 11th, so we do know CPUs can have an impact. And that is a slight
Absolutely.
winning race for Honduras, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still early. You don't really need to panic, I think, if you're Wales right now, but
Right.
that is an alarming sign that they're even able to. I mean, obviously it's RWS. You're not going to get that track again, but you'd like a lot of times against teams of even skill, just like having a 6v5 scenario is simply enough for to pull away by 30 within 2 races. So being down after 2 is simply not something that you really want to be seeing. And you never know if you're Wales. Like it's not their fault that Honduras was not able to pull a 6 for today. But if they're getting a sub and stuff, you would like to take advantage of the opportunity that they're presenting you right here. Maybe it lasts a full match, but we don't know. I guess it's safe to assume it won't be Miles, if anything. But wow, we're gonna have to see if Honduras can keep this up, because if they can, and that would be kind of a legendary moment if they were to make bracket on top of it.
Yeah, and I do like the strategy of picking tracks like Sunshine and DK Jungle and Warrior Stadium for Honduras, because I mean, if you can bank on the running and try to negate the effects of, bot shocks and I mean, just a significant man disadvantage, if you can get a top 2 up there and get a top 2 running, at any point in these matches, I mean, you can stay in races. As long as things don't catastrophically fall apart in a given race, a 5v6 is still very possible. And I mean, that's evidenced by the fact that Central America won a match by 300 in that case.
Yeah, that was insane. And
so I mean,
again, you're gonna have to outplay the opponent really hard for that to happen. But unfortunately for Honduras, Signal having about as clean of a lap 1 as you can really expect, not messing up on really any major strategies, making Alejandro flee from the red early with in the burnout in second from Honduras simply did not help either. So really good spot for Signal right now, and again, Zach's behind him, going to be able to shelter him a little bit, but as long as they're able to just hold top 2, like the rest of the pack's going to trend in their favor, you would think. They're really the only secure solution, I think, for Honduras is going to be consistently pulling these top twos, because it's not a guaranteed win, but you know where the trends are when you have top two. It makes everything harder for the opponent.
For sure. And I mean, we forget how how easy it may be for Wales to play damage control. And I mean, if you have,
makes you a
one or
back
two
attempt
players-
here.
Right. And I
Would have
mean,
been a little risky, but Alejandro is back in second now. I have to watch out for the ghosts too. You never know.
yeah, and I mean, looks like there's not going to be any lightning bolts coming out here. King Boo seems
This could be problematic. It's going to
Yeah.
be able to go to the right. I don't think a second red is coming. Blue
And
was being held.
clean run for Signal here. He's got teammates backing him. We'll see if Wales gets the right response here to a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Second place is going to Honduras and third as well. So, again,
is
not a
tough.
gigantic thing. King Boo is finding these 11ths now.
I mean, King Boo might break 40, not gonna lie.
I
He's-
don't. That's a long shot.
I mean,
20 maybe.
I got faith. I think the last CPU we saw in this World Cup broke 30, so I got
You,
no.
you need this. You need to see the Shoals race where they just randomly pull second.
That's what I was saying to Squids. Like
Yeah.
5 years ago, I saw Link just pull through on Shoals. So
No, there was an AI, I'm pretty sure, that won a race on DS in a TRE room in 8D. So, yeah, it's something that has happened before.
For sure. And I mean, despite how catastrophic that race seemed, Wales still only leads by 6. And I mean, the avid Mario Kart enjoyer would expect that lead to continue to grow as the advantage grows. But I mean,
I'm just crossing my fingers, hoping for a 6th Blue Me to appear in for some race.
Yeah,
because
a hero.
If they're able to compete or even keep it marginally close in the 5v6, a 6th player could truly put them over the top.
Right. And I mean, is it out of the rule set for someone to join mid-match if they've got a sub?
I mean, absolutely not. It's pretty much just the same as if somebody was here and DC'd every race, really. So
yeah,
I don't see why it would ever be ruled out. If it's an eligible player.
Yeah, do you think Honduras is actively searching for someone, or do you think they're just trying to bite the bullet and win this?
It's hard to say. I mean, if somebody, I don't want everybody to bombard them in DMs. Maybe I'll send a message in a second and be like, hey, is this something that's possible? Want to see the 6v6, hopefully.
For sure.
Right now, I think they have to be thrilled that they're in a situation where it's not over after 3 races.
Right.
Alejandro's very high on the individual column, so there's that going for him. I think Alejandro could be the sharpest player in the room, potentially. So that's going to work in their favor, but...
Ooh, Black pulling into first here, and it's going to be a bit of a battle between Signal and Black. And I mean,
yeah, and Black is one of the stronger players on Honduras, too. Okay, that may have been some King Boo shenanigans. I don't think he spun out.
Oh, yeah,
he did
King
there.
Boo's rolling right now.
Probably just drove into a banana on the ground. Or maybe DK stopping to hit him.
Ooh, and that's a lot of Wales members pulling up here. It looks like they're at least 4 of the top 7 spots.
I see a lot of Honduras up here too. I think this is really just mixed. So look how many faces are in this stretch of the map.
Ridiculously close right now. So I mean, you're kind of hoping if you're Honduras, you can pull out on top here, but the numbers advantage is going to be difficult to overcome.
Yeah, especially now that's going to be a top 3 with a boomerang in third as well.
Signal pulling into third.
Maybe even 4.
Yeah. Ooh, those bananas.
Yeah.
Well able to avoid them at least.
That may have been what hit King Boo last lap. Oh, he's gonna have to be careful. Oh no, he hits 2 of his teammates also on the way back. Probably not worth the gamble. I mean, he is in first, but now he's gotta be worried on these backs. I don't know if he got Black. I don't think he did. And Alejandro's up here too.
Losing first here would be catastrophic, but
yeah, they have 2-3 right now. He's gonna have to watch out, especially if they pull reds here.
Snipe this red with a boomerang.
Oh,
he's not able to get it.
That's gonna be tough for Honduras. Maybe even more on the way. Mistimed it on the turn.
Honduras is praising the gods for those double reds.
All right,
they're able to get a pretty good race out of that.
Well,
wow.
I mean, here's the unfortunate reality behind the 5v6 is you don't think about much of King Boo, but that's technically a bottom 2 as well.
Oh, did they get bottom 2?
Well, yeah. I mean, You're getting King Boo points, so
And I mean, yeah, interesting.
they got 1-3, which
They got 1-3-6-7, I think it was.
I mean, if you go back 45 seconds and ask them if they're okay with a 1-3-6, they're signing up for that every day of the week. So
I mean, yeah, and I do think Signal experienced a ball don't lie moment there. Is I mean, unfortunately,
yeah.
connecting the boomerang with his teammates, it seemed like he was holding on to first, but I mean, the boomerang, especially on that turn, is just very difficult to try to nail a red shell with, and he was not able to get the fortune in that situation. But
Yeah.
so still a 6-point game, yes. Did we update the score? I don't quite remember.
I think it is a 6-point lead for Wales right now.
That was
Which,
4 races, 167,
yeah.
161 Wales.
I mean, it's a lead, but you cannot be happy with this right now.
Yeah,
You got. I mean, they kind of set themselves up there, but there's a little bit of sabotage, maybe getting a little bit too greedy right there. Like
for sure.
the pressure is clearly on Honduras. Like you are going to have more items per race than them.
Yeah,
Really, you don't have to force any of these hits. You're going to have more resources naturally. So again, playing it safe may be in their favor, really.
right.
Now you have to take risks, but the game is naturally going to put them at the advantage. You just don't want to actively sabotage yourselves or give Honduras anything to work with, really, because
Right.
if you do, that's really how you lose, like we saw in Neo Bowser City last race.
Yeah, and I mean, we're on Winter Animal Crossing now. I'm interested to see if a lightning bolt does come out. If I mean, it doesn't seem like King Boo's doing too bad this race because we got a Waluigi way in last. Do you think that's Honduras hard bagging?
I mean, if it's Honduras, they're playing a dangerous game, so I really don't think so. But two players are dropping right now,
It
so
seems like there's a bagging battle going back there, and when you already are at a 5v6,
yeah,
disadvantage, and you
Blue's
lose
coming
that
in for
race.
Honduras also now.
Ooh,
Well, not too bad because it gets out the top two players on Wales, and Alejandro's now up where he's been dominant so far. I think the biker's also Honduras too.
yeah, Alejandro is up
Yeah, that's
there
clearly the
with.
case. That meant that they had top three with a bagger and King Boo, with one person in the middle at one
Yeah,
point.
they got top two right now. This is, I mean, I
Oh,
think
he's out of
Signal.
there. Fran's out of there, so this fire isn't going to reach and be relatively useless for a minute.
Yeah, and I mean, Signal kind of reaching here, not able to connect with anyone. I mean, the Wales is going to be hoping that they can get,
I mean, any
these middle
shot
spots
could
at
just
least.
ruin Honduras right now, but I
Yeah,
don't think it's in play.
I don't think King Boo has it. I don't think either of the Waluigi's got it, considering they're so
Oh, I
close to
don't
the
think
pack
so
now.
either.
And I mean,
And
Honduras
Black
is
and
5-6
Kellen are on the
now.
way up, so they're
Hold
1, 2,
up.
4, 5.
Hold the phone. Stop the
He has a
count.
green. He's gonna have to watch out.
Oh,
Blue's coming
Signal.
out. Alejandro may have something because he was in 4 for a little bit. We'll have to see.
It looks like
Clearly,
he
does
got
not
blue in
look
the
like it is.
shortcut.
But a lot
I'm
of his
not quite
teammates are
sure.
up there.
Yeah, no, Honduras is up there.
Oh, and the
This might
DK
be a
is not
big race.
Honduras. This may
They
be
finished
a big lead change even, and it's a top
Honduras.
3-5.
No way! They are answering. Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, dude. They
Rookie, we might
they
have a match on our hands. I don't want to
they
get too quick here.
survived a bag like a straight up bagging track. And
Oh, goodness gracious.
if you drop somebody on Dak Winner, like you're at like you would think a shock would just ruin everything right now because they have less people who are going to be able to dodge. Every person who goes back is like if there's only one bagger for Honduras, like they're playing a 6v4. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's very clearly why that's such a dangerous game to play. But
I
I
got the
mean,
message from
regardless,
Alejandro. He said that
I
a sub is not going to be possible, so
oh boy,
they're
I
just gonna
like
have
the
to try to
aggression.
work this out.
Not gonna lie, I like the aggression, and I mean, if they can get their track pick here and kind of capitalize and start expanding this lead, we're not talking about it's first race, second race, and they have a lead now. I mean, we're through 5 races now.
This is almost the halfway point.
Oh man, oh boy.
I mean, I feel like it's not possible to go 12 races in a row without like some disaster happening that result out of the 5v6. I feel like these teams aren't far enough in skill level to really have that effect. And the thing is, Honduras is not really even missing just like a rotation player. It's one of they're missing the guy that dropped 145 for them earlier this weekend. So
Exactly, and I mean,
this is actually really incredible to see through 5 races. I kind of was disheartened joining this call and seeing that it was a 65. I was like, wow.
You know, with
I had to
Italy
rush
and
back
Ireland,
here.
with Italy and Ireland going down at this very moment, I am unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we're not watching that match, but we definitely have a good storyline here.
No, actually, I think this may be better because I heard the rumor that Ireland has 5-2. So
Oh no.
Well, yeah, this Waka is all over the place. So
I kind of like this, and I mean, we're gonna see if this
I'm imagining
Cinderella
that
story
Italy's
can
probably
continue.
cruising. This is a true Cinderella story, and I think that there may be a possibility here. And it's really rare that you don't focus on the streamer so much, but the potential story we have brewing here is just really captivating.
Well, right, and I mean, we're gonna see if Signal can, get back to his playmaking ways, because I mean, he's a good player. I think there's been, a couple misplays and a couple mental errors on the part of Signal, and I mean, I think if he cleans those up, Wales can get back to,
Oh my god, that red back
cruising.
was. I don't understand the red back. You're 2 through 4.
Ooh, Alejandro, is that
okay,
Alejandro?
Alejandro's going to get blued though, unless he has a horn. But they've probably been throwing reds at him, so I would think it's unlikely right now. But they have shock.
Who canceled the shock?
They canceled it, and Fran is going to come up.
Very smart play.
Imagine it was just King Boo just randomly chilling.
He is a team player. If that's the
okay,
case, Zach's
is coming up.
Can Alejandro?
There needs to be more people from Honduras. Alejandro's going for the double, which is probably the safe option right now.
He's gonna have possible reds behind him coming up here though.
If Signal can hit this screen though, that's going to be really bad. But he's gonna have to watch. Oh, he's gonna have to watch out. Oh my God, Alejandro wins the red. And
Alejandro
going to have the fence too.
Can Signal connect this green and get first?
I don't think he's going to reach in time. No! That's going to be first for him.
That's still a 2, 3, 4, 5 for Wales, though. But absolutely,
they are living.
By Alejandro.
They're still alive.
Wow. Okay.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now.
This is peak gameplay from Alejandro right now, and I mean,
yeah, that's a bottom 4 effectively, though. So.
If Honduras can clutch this out, I mean, Alejandro might be taking a mainstay in this starting lineup. He is absolutely playing.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's just one of the best players in the team, regardless.
I mean,
obviously, you want to see Miles as well. I think Alejandro's the captain as well. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, then captain putting in work. Then.
I did not expect a 4-point game at halftime here.
I did not expect a back and forth 4-point game here.
Yeah, because I didn't think it would be possible for me to have slight fun casting a 5v6, but we're getting to that point right now.
You got to manifest the fun, dude. I saw 5v6 between these teams, and I
said,
I
don't think this is going to happen. I think it's natural that Wales is going to blow this open soon, because they've had similar results. So,
right.
This isn't like a case, Central America went 4-0 and they won a 5v6, but they were dominant in their group, and I think the team that they beat was last place. These teams are 2-1 and 1-1.
Oh,
and the tie for Wales, Wales has gotten notable results and just in tying.
I think
Austria
Honduras
already
just lost their last match, so it's actually 2-2
and
1-1, which makes it even more, even more important that
they realistically actually have a chance to make it if they go 3-2 and get the other teams to go 2-1-2, right?
I think that might be the case. I'm really interested to see right now here.
Austria has a lot of matches left, so it's hard to say, but Eastern Europe is not going to be easy. If Honduras lost to Austria already, that may spell really bad news for them. But
oh man. And
we'll have to see.
Right now, I'm watching Alejandro right now because, he was put in a really tough position to fend off.
He's still up there.
Yeah, fend off 4 Wales members right behind him on the first couple turns of DK Jungle, and he executed that perfectly.
Oh, that's actually unlucky that red skipped and went for his trail.
Yeah.
Because he may just pull a coin next set right now, and they're 2-3-4. I can't believe he found that window to red out first without getting punished.
For sure. A chance here for Signal.
I don't know if that's going to
put the pressure on Alejandro.
I'm getting scared.
Not able to get the double or the bounce though, so he's going to fall back behind his teammates.
And he had the red in second. He had a red in second, so that's a gigantic missed opportunity. There's a DK going back hard for it right now.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell who that is.
Behind Alejandro as well.
I wouldn't blame Wales if they're just doing that. They're like, hey, this guy's in first. If we just
let him
TS him, we're going to get top 3.
Exactly. I mean, all the spots behind first still can win the race by a considerable amount. I
Yeah.
think Zach does get the double red here too, so a
There
chance
he
to take
goes.
Alejandro out
And
of
there's
first.
another one. There's another one.
And he's gonna wait right here, make sure it doesn't skip him, and it did.
I
But the plant
did,
coming
yeah.
out from Signal,
But they
and
were holding
Honduras was
blue.
holding the blue. They
But there's a
cancel it with
cancel
the shock,
also.
though.
Like King Boo dodged though.
I think a couple people dodged.
I think that's definitely
all
a whale
Wales.
shock.
And as you were saying, Rookie, the chance for Wales to crack it right open comes right
no,
here.
they squished her teammate. Oh no.
And we have seen them kind of mess it up before.
There's been a
Hopefully
lot of
Signal
spaghetti.
and Ross can keep on first and second here. The
Yeah.
pressure is on, though.
They are
Honduras has
3-4
turned
still.
fourth. A double red here could be huge, but it looks like Signal's just going to be holding on to these.
I don't think that they're going to be getting first unless they pull fire, but fire follower guy is common here. But can they do
Why is he reading his teammate?
What are you doing?
Oh no!
Oh my god! They can't
An absolute misplay by Signal!
He 100% was just trying to back there.
Uh-oh.
He
Oh.
He gave him second.
Still a bottom two from Honduras, but the chance right there for Wales to crack it open, not coming through. And I mean,
This is
I'm
really
sorry,
bad,
but you
dude.
have to be wondering what the mood in the call is right now.
They're getting in their own way.
Yeah,
like that was actually just like that. They have to be a little shook right now, I think.
well,
because,
yeah, and I mean, okay,
it's going to naturally happen. Yeah, sorry about that, but like they had the top three there. They had the shock. That's all you really need in a 65 to really take advantage. You just need one big race, but everything's been relatively even so far. But
I mean, if you're 6v5 and have just so many numbers up top, you play ultra conservative. I don't see any reason to,
you shouldn't be you shouldn't really be losing a 65 in a 12 race match. But like just thinking about it, but like when you bring the human element into this, and you're like 7 in, and a mistake like that was just made, that's when you start questioning. It's like, we don't have a lot of room to work with anymore. And if the worst case scenario happens, like another top 3-5,
right,
we're in actual trouble. And there's going to be a lot of pressure, and people are going to be thinking, oh my God, don't lose a 5v6. People will, there's things that people are very capable of doing, and they just choke it sometimes. You see the best free throw shooters in the world missing clutch free throws sometimes in basketball. So
for sure,
the game-winning kicks. You know that against the Vikings.
Oh dear.
Sorry to my Minnesota sports fans in the chat potentially.
Well, and I mean, I think fans of Wales right now feeling a similar dread, because that was a big misplay. But despite the misplay there, and despite the chaos that ensued at the end of DK Jungle, Wales grew their lead. It's a 12-point lead, and I mean, you have been saying this.
That's just 65 stuff right there, where you can make massive mistakes in a race and still kind of just gain 2 and 4 a bunch.
Right, and so I mean, I think if Signal can channel his focus and really just play conservative when surrounded by his teammates, and just play the game he knows how to play.
Oh my God, that bomb! That's a trade.
Now
I think
now it's up to him right now.
I guess Fran just decided to call the bomb there. Got one of his teammates, but
if Signal can just, I mean,
there's a blue from 12, but he does have a
focus
shroom.
up and dodge this blue. I mean, I think
if they have a red for him right now, he can't do anything about it. But he's going to be able to dodge the blue. Good execution there. The red's coming for Fran weirdly now.
Oh, and he's got a bomb. This is huge. This is huge. I'd hold on to this.
Yeah, you may be able to get a surprise attack in at some point as well.
I mean, I think if he can drop the bomb right before the pipe section, before the eel, then that would be huge.
Yeah, especially if he can look back and confirm that maybe Fran follows him or something.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. Like he's going right
just try to run this one. I would. I mean, if I'm Signal, I wouldn't gamble anything right now.
Yeah, especially after the last race, right?
And you have to wonder.
You don't want to take many risks, but
maybe Wales did pass Honduras in second and third.
There is a blue that is going to be coming in. It is going to reach, I think.
Alejandro in fourth. Looks like he's followed by his
Is
teammates.
back there though? It is his teammates. That's a top 3.
Yeah, and I mean, very well played by Wales there to kind of crack open this match, because that's going to be hard to come back
Absolutely.
from. Yeah.
Take a breath. Think, All right, that's a big help. We just need something like that. That's all we
Well,
really need right now.
for sure. And you have to
Doesn't
imagine
have to be pretty.
the leads up to at least 30 by now, because there was a top 3,
I don't know
6,
about 30.
9.
It may, you may be right. Actually, if those spots are real.
Yeah, maybe 25. But essentially, you have a
No, you
lead to
got
where
it, dude.
a
It's
big
30.
race is needed to make that up. Is it exactly 30?
Yep.
All
Look at
right, I'm a
you.
math major. I was telling Squids I'm not good at math, but in that moment I redeemed myself.
Let's
So,
go.
so what's the situation? We've got 5 races or 4 races left?
4.
4 races?
Yeah.
4 races to make up 30 points for Honduras.
All right. One thing that was a notable storyline on Shoals there. Alejandro was nowhere to be seen up front until the very end when it was too late. And really, he's been the main guy keeping this together for Honduras right now. If you're Wales, it's like, all right, if I can trade with Alejandro right now, just any player on Wales, if I can just get in a trade scenario, whether like we trail each other at the same time, if I don't have protection but he doesn't either, or like if I only have a red, I'm throwing my red at him if he can't block it. I don't care what happens to me. You just have to trust that your teammates can win the 5v4, which they should be able to do with Honduras' best player out of there.
And I mean, you consider the point distribution of Honduras. Alejandro has 40 points more than the next highest teammate. So he's putting in a lot of this work. I mean, you double team him. If we're talking basketball analogies,
that's precisely what I mean.
You got to force another teammate to make the big play. And I mean, I
think you can do double technicals, but one's like the best player on a team, and the other's just like role player. That the role player wins.
I like Mario Kart trades as double technical analogies. That's a really good one.
Double technical, we'll roll with it. This is a big opportunity for Signal right here to take some members down. Well, oh wow, he gets pushed all the way off road. Kind of a rare exchange there.
Well, yeah, and do we know who the Donkey Kong is in first?
No, because there's some on both teams right now.
Okay.
I don't know if it's. I think Jacob is the one that pushed him off road, so it could be on Honduras actually. Ooh. And there's a shot coming in. They get one, and again, it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world, but it's going to help them quite a bit.
They're going to get up there, and I mean, pretty good item set up here for Signal.
I think the DK was Honduras.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh yeah, he's gonna chain that one. And he's got 2 Honduras members in front of him. He's got the items to make a play though, because they are 2-3 now.
Are we certain they're not first?
I'm not quite sure. Signal not able to get the boomerang off there.
Okay, Peter and Fran are back here. These triple streams are certainly going to be useful. Who's in first? I think
that's Wales in first.
I feel like it has to be. It's just like the numbers would suggest it, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, Zach pulling up into third here. It doesn't strike me that
and this feels like the dagger if Wales is first right now.
Yeah, I definitely think
it feels
this could be the point where Honduras runs out of gas, is where we're seeing Zach with a horn right on.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. And this we're not sure who's in first right now, but if that's Wales in first.
Alejandro cheesed a spot there. They got 3-5-6. It is Wales in first.
Well, and Rookie, imagine if that was Honduras in first. That could be the exact race they needed. But I mean, Wales able to hold up this numbers advantage, and that might be deadly.
I mean, you'll take the +4s at this point. Races like that. I mean, you'll take the -4s at this point.
For sure.
Just anything but the big one. And luckily, the big one can be very difficult to obtain when the shock is not really something that's incredibly safe to be fishing for every race. It'd be kind of an incredible risk to go for it. And now we see a 44-point gap.
Yeah, and someone in chat says Honduras DC. That should be GG's. I'm not sure if they're referring to it being 5v6 already or if someone else disconnected that race, but looks like there's...
I think the implication was that somebody disconnected last race and that they had to play the race with 2 bots and that they rejoined.
Man, and so I mean, 44-point lead for Wales here, and I definitely think damage control is going to be tenfold easier when you've got this, man advantage. So, Melody Motorway coming out.
Did Honduras lose for certain earlier? Is that like a confirmed thing? I just want to make sure.
The conversation in this call after the last match was that they did lose. I think they lost to Austria? I think that's what we were
That
saying.
would probably make a lot of sense. Yeah, they lost to Austria by 100. So if this holds, this will be a 2-3 cup for them, which I'm pretty certain means elimination, unless some incredible miracle happens. So again, it's not over yet, but we want to thank Honduras for participating this year, giving us some good matches, and putting on a pretty decent show for us for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if they can, fill up their roster and have like more available subs,
Yeah,
if this does mean elimination,
that
'cause
actually
it
takes
is not
down
over.
Wales.
Yeah, if they can
Well,
have that
I
number,
think it's implied, right? Like, it's not a guarantee because there's two Roys, but I think it's probably a safe assumption that Alejandro is up in first right now, based off of what's been going on, and that backs me. All but confirms it.
oh
So
yeah,
they have first again. It is a great running track. If I don't know, maybe he pulls a bomb at some point, catches somebody, maybe ricochets it off the pole at the beginning. Maybe
yeah, I do
if he
think
can make some plays, he's going to have to try to make some plays because 2-3 is just not good enough right now.
Well, and you see
That's
Signal
a
kind of
start, though.
desperately chaining through items trying to hit Alejandro after first.
Yeah,
and I mean,
and they have triple reds. Wales does in the mid pack,
yeah,
so that helps.
see
But Fran
Fran
is
the
going to
star.
get through.
He's in fourth, so yeah, 1-4
Who's the
looking like
bill?
for
That's a big
Honduras.
question. I think okay. Yeah, 2-3-5-6 is all Wales really needs to do right now. They can deal with the Alejandro first.
Ooh, shot coming
That
in.
shock,
Good chain
I
for
think,
Signal.
got Alejandro into
Oh!
glider.
Signal got his teammate though.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
it's only two of them up here now. They are 1-3, but they need more. They definitely need more.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Wales members making up this middle pack, and I mean, I think that pretty much eliminates the possibility of a big race that could keep Honduras in this.
I think they may have gone 1-3-5 unless they lost third at the end. They did.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. That's going to
2,
make it
3,
even
4,
tougher.
6, 7, and I mean,
Alejandro
was that race
putting
11?
on. That was race 10.
Okay.
Alejandro really putting in a Herculean effort here.
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely incredible stuff. He may end up 150ing.
That's why I am excited for Honduras if they return next year with a more
I
expanded
imagine
roster.
they will.
Because I mean, you've got a lot of pieces. We're seeing Black, we're seeing Alejandro. We would have been seeing Miles, and I mean, this team could make a run. I'm really excited for what the future may hold.
I mean, it's clear that they were talented enough to make it to groups. It's just it's not going to happen this year, almost certainly.
Yeah, with a
full 6, who knows? Maybe they do make it. But
the deficit is looking like was that 38-56 now?
Yep, and that's going to be really tough.
Is that 46?
No, you were right. It's 56.
Okay, 56-point lead here for Wales. And I mean, we have to remember that we have to shift our mathematical brains here because I mean a top 6 probably not happening. So getting those 40-point advantages in races.
The funny thing to note here, I guess, is that a top 5-12 gives you a 55-point race, which would be at plus 28. So we're kind of at the effective plus 80 that we would normally say. So, 2 races left right now.
So they need 2 top 5-12s. And
yeah, assuming King Boo does nothing. And again, I would say that's legitimately it may almost be harder than just getting 2 top 6s because you have no coordination with King Boo whatsoever.
You can't
he may be a problem for all we know.
Yeah, you might have top 5-12 and then he chucks a blue lap 3. So
yeah,
I mean, it's
okay. Wait, Alejandro may have. Okay, no, never mind. That's Black. One thing I have noticed that Wales, I think they are going to have one more match, right? That may be their ticket to getting through because they've picked up some wins. I think this is going to be win number 3. With that being said, actually,
if Wales wins this, they're going to be 2-1-1.
Yeah.
So
which means that they have one other match left, right?
Yeah.
But 3-1-1's a pretty good spot, right?
Right.
If they can be tied with Austria, the plus minus could help them. And again, that's why this match is going to be a little bit disappointing because you would like to win these by like 120 at least when you have
Well,
the numbers
exactly.
advantage. But if
They
you're
do have.
if you're going to take away anything from this and stuff, like one thing I have noticed this match is that some of the one thing that doesn't get talked enough in the MK8 meta is that throwing items away in a war without consequence is actually a skill within its own. You don't want to hit teammates, you don't want to ricochet it off. I've seen a
for
few
sure.
instances late in races where they have gotten each other here with like they have not discarded items have not been done super carefully at times. So
You're talking
that's one thing.
Wales, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that they're gonna have to
for
work on
sure.
because they're still in this. They're still in this cup.
Well, exactly, and I mean, maybe this match will be a learning opportunity for Wales. I mean, they wanted the bigger, they probably wanted the bigger deficit. They wanted to win by more if point differential comes into play, and I mean, they want to be careful around their teammates because I mean, we've seen I pretty damn sure if a lot of those races didn't fall apart like that, they would be winning this by 100.
Oh yeah, they're doing fine right now.
Right.
They got through the nerves. They broke through it. Just found it for what it is.
And I mean, I do think that will be a learning experience for them, and they will come back into their their next match, more aware of that.
For sure.
But
And back on Honduras, that's another good race for them. So good for them to keep it as close as they did.
was
quite
that a
frankly.
+6 for them?
I think it was potential. Actually, I guess it was. It looked like more because they got 1-3-5-7, but it's just like
game.
Whenever somebody's in the back, it's practically a bottom two every time, and that adds up over time.
For sure. And I mean, so 50-point game going to the final race. Wales is going to be taking this one. By how much, we do not know yet. And I mean, considering, the way 5v6s go and how it, can disappoint, fans, casters, all that, this should not take away from Wales being a good team because you're rooting for the underdog sometimes, but I do think Wales, Wales
Not
is a
every
good
match
team.
is the best one
Right.
to showcase, I guess. We all have our ups and downs.
Well, and there shouldn't be anything detracting from Wales,
Hey, they won the
as
war.
a team.
They won the war.
That's a dub. They need.
That's the good.
Yeah.
Typically, the good news here is that plus minus doesn't really matter a whole ton in World Cup. Getting the win is like technically points for the standings and stuff. But the bad news is for Wales, plus minus actually kind of does matter, which is rare, but they tied Austria. So if Eastern Europe coming up next, if Austria loses, if they end up 3-1-1, their head-to-head's a tie against Wales if they finish 3-1-1-1. So it actually will come down to the plus minus of the entire group. And they had a prime opportunity to pad that with the 65, and I'm not sure that it's going to be enough because surely Austria, a highly regarded team before the Cup, is probably going to be getting some big wins.
Yeah, for sure. And Eastern Europe, we know are they undefeated 3-0, 4-0?
I believe they are.
Yeah,
I think they may have played
like
a match in the last hour or so, and they're playing their final one. I don't know if I can confirm that yet.
Based off of last night's results, Eastern Europe was 3-0. We will inform you guys on the Eastern Europe results because that will have a bit of an effect on who finishes in the top of this, I think.
Yeah, and the next match for sure as well. Okay, no, they were 4-0, and they are playing their final one. Wait, hold on. Okay, I gotta check some stuff because there may have been an error on the schedule. Okay, it says it's at 5. I talked to Zeeb earlier, and he seemed like he was like mentioning that they were playing at 5, so they didn't refute anything there.
Wales' next task is Eastern Europe, yes?
I think they already played and lost, and Kevin, unfortunately, King Boo is not going to be getting 6 this race, so he will not be getting 20. I should let you know, but
I kind of wanted a King Boo 40, but
yeah.
Well.
To be honest, getting 11th twice in a row is probably like a miracle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
and to Signal, thank you for the perspective.
Thank you, Signal, for the perspective.
Did this last time as well, I think. So
yeah, cracking.
Good to see you again.
Putting in the points, I am, that was. I think we learned a bit from that match.
It wasn't pretty, but you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
And Wales is now 2-1-1. They play Bolivia, who has not won a match yet. So Bolivia will be trying to get their first World Cup win. Oh, actually, they played Austria, so technically it could have been possible. But if things go how we would expect them to, Austria would be 3-1-0, playing a 4-0 team with a potential loss coming from that. We'll find out in a few minutes.
Okay.
And Wales will be 2-1-1 now, and will be going up against a Bolivia team that has given up some pretty big deficits to opponents.
True. Some big performances as well. And I mean, that's going to
Yes.
be a chance for Wales to get that point differential moving.
And the thing is, Austria is playing or finishing up against Bolivia now, so we're going to learn some stuff on the plus minus battle. But without the Bolivia matches involved, Austria is probably in a better place in terms of plus minus right now. Think that they have a 130 point advantage.
Mhm.
And again, I'm worried that it's going to come down to this, and that a 60-point win against a Honduras team that may have preferred to have, well, not may have, but would have preferred to have more players. It may be a bit of a missed opportunity. We'll see if it bites them in the end, but
Fair.
it'll be important for Austria to make sure that they win, because, winning this next match for them should be giving them the group win as well over Eastern Europe. And if they get that, they should technically be the 3 seed, I want to say, in their next group, maybe 4, but that makes
Oh
the schedule
boy.
slightly easier.
Yeah. Looks like things are coming down to the wire here in the group stage, or the play-in stages then. But
Yeah, not
yeah.
used to the group stage being second.
What what are the matches we have left for the rest of the day, Rookie? Give the audience something to look forward to, because that ended up
Well,
being a
in
little.
terms of Mario Kart 8, we are almost done.
Yeah.
We're going to have Switzerland up against Peru at the hour. And hold on, let me find the group for that. That should be the last match of Group 4. And
Okay.
that's kind of a big one, actually, because both of them appear to be second and third in the standings right now.
Right in the mix of things, it sounds like. Okay. That's going to be a good one then. What time is the
Yeah,
match at? Sorry, at the top of the
it's
hour?
it's now. It's now,
It's
but
now.
it's not going to be the one on our stream, but you can look out for that. Gustavo's probably going to be streaming, maybe MYT, I think. I think
Definitely.
MIT's on Switzerland. I'm not certain.
If we have the links for the streams, we can like drop them in chat or drop them in a server.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
I want to make sure that Switzerland beats Scotland, because that's a big deal for this match also, because I think this may be
Yeah.
2 3-1 teams facing each other, with Central America looking to close out the group at 5-1
We'll bet. That sounds
against
exciting then.
Luxembourg. I mean, it may have already happened already. We'd have to see.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Peru did beat Luxembourg. I think that was already documented.
okay. I
Yeah,
see.
they played a lot of matches today. They got all of them done though. 3-0 in the matches today for Peru.
Wow. Good stuff for them then.
And they have a 4th one coming up. A lot of matches today for Peru. But it's going to
Yep.
be a really big one. I'm looking for Scotland results maybe as well. I don't know if we have it yet. I don't think it's there, but if Scotland lost to them, then Peru and Switzerland is pretty much a play-in game. Not even just like play-in groups. Just straight up a play-in game.
Win and get in.
Win and get in. Italy and
Oh,
Ireland,
baby.
I think, is a determiner of who is going to be in. I don't know what happened yet, but I probably am a few clicks away.
Mm-hmm.
It was at
Sounds like
65 also, so I think it's probably safe to assume that Italy took that one. But
Italy running
again,
away with that one possibly.
it's not official. It's not official.
And I mean,
And
yeah,
what
if
else do we
Italy
have at 5?
if Italy
Take a
runs away
look.
with that one, then they are advancing to the next stage, the group stage. That'll be exciting for them. We just saw them play
Yeah, and
Nordic in
again,
a
Bolivia and Wales. We've talked about that one plenty. Then
for sure.
tonight, tonight we have 2 final MK8D matches that will be taking place at around 7 and 8. I think the 8 o'clock one will be the final one and will be casted on EGTV tonight. So
Sweet,
look
MK8D's on
forward
it.
for that. Both matches will be featuring. Is it Rio de la Plata?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the team.
The mix of two countries. I believe it has Argentina in it.
Don't forget about Luso Alliance,
And-
baby.
Okay, okay. We were very silly about that one. That one's an MKW team only. Lusophone
No,
Alliance.
yeah, right. Lusophone Alliance, yeah.
Yes.
I realized that
Sounds
after the cast last
very
time.
much like lions and a
It
mascot.
sounds
but-
like the Lusophone Lions. So I was like, oh, bro, we got a mascot? And then I saw
I
the
mean,
name.
dude, I was with you on that.
I saw the name on the stream later. I'm like, there's no way I Mandela affected that one and heard it the wrong way.
I think you did.
Perfect.
So I think somebody mentioned that Nordic beat Colombia, so that's a 4-0 for them. Italy and Ireland effectively a play-in game as a result.
Mm-hmm.
So that group should be done. Obviously, we have the Peru-Switzerland match, which is going to be very high profile. And
One to check up on then.
Brazil and Costa Rica are likely going to be fighting for their tournament lives tonight. But I think... Oh, actually, we'll see. This is going to be really interesting, actually, because I think it will determine who gets in the likely scenario looks to be 3 2-2 teams. It's very possible at the
Interesting.
very
Wait.
least.
What
It may
group
be
is this again?
2-2 teams. Group 5. Australia's already clinched there. So we'll see. But again, on the last day of play-in phase, I'm pretty certain Ireland or Italy and Nordic are in. Likely a play-in game between Switzerland and Peru coming up. Not certain if it's a play-in game, but it is very likely to be one. At the 5 o'clock window, we're going to be covering Eastern Europe and Austria. Austria will attempt to defeat Eastern Europe and take the group, and if not, they're going to have to hold on and hope that they have better plus-minus than Wales. And finally, before we go to break, on Group 5, we'll have the final matches of the MK8 group phase tonight, featuring Rio de la Plata against Brazil and Costa Rica, both of which are 1-2. Korea sitting at 2-2. If they can pull wins, there's going to be a plus and minus battle here, and maybe even a little bit of head-to-head action on that.
Awesome.
It's worth I'm going to take a look at the head-to-head first. Costa Rica did beat Brazil, and Brazil did beat South Korea, and South Korea beat Costa Rica. So it will be a plus-minus battle indeed, and that'll be resolved tonight.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like everything's coming down to the wire in these final stages of Sunday. Who are we going to have on our next cast for 5 o'clock?
We're going to have Jacob and Miles, dynamic duo again, still hanging out with each other in person. They'll be up next, and we got to switch stream hosts regardless. So,
Perfect.
We'll be signing off. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Wales wins this one by a pretty big margin, 60 points, 5v6. Not what we expected, but it's what we got. So we're going to move on here. Rookie and I will be signing off. Thank you, guys.
See you guys later.